I sat there
Okay,
with
and
a gun in my hand, just praying I could get the nerve to
I
do it.
that
99% of the reason that I couldn't do it was the fact that I still knew in my heart the pain of losing my mom and daddy.
Hey and howdy, folks. Hey, this is Coach Mike Mack. We're starting a new season of just something new. It's called Convoy Campfire, our very first. Right now, I'm on with Mike. What was your last name again? It comes on as
Andrews.
Mike. Mike
Andrews, yes,
Andrews.
sir.
There you go. And you're from
East Tennessee,
Tennessee.
yes, sir.
There you go. And so we're sitting around the campfire, Mike, our very first. I appreciate you. That one little word, that little campfire, brought us together in our Convoy Campfire studio here in Riverside. So you're the first to raise your hand and say, "Me, pick me. Let's sit around the campfire." So this is. I just want to start with this. It's not about. Yes, I'm a coach, but right now I'm a divorced dad that's been through the crap. Okay, and I don't know your total situation, Mike. But the fact that you raised your hand, I think you've got a servant's heart and you want to help folks, and that's kind of where I'm at. So let's pull up a seat, let's get warm by the fire, and just give us a quick introduction, Mike, of who you are, maybe what you do, what lights your fire, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Mike Andrews. I'm 52
So
years old. Uh, I live in the mountains of East Tennessee, probably as far up in the mountains as you can get before you actually step foot into North Carolina. Uh, Way back in the country, 45 minutes from town in any direction.
now that's my
Yes,
kind of
sir.
place. I've as you can see, I live out. I mean, I love to have trees, mountains around. I'm up here in northern New York. I used to think New York was just asphalt, but I found some area up here that's farm ground. It's orchards.
Nice.
It's beautiful country. So yeah, and I love that area that you're talking about. I know of that area. You got some steep hills, and you got some, you know. I was a truck driver, so Interstate 40 going across there. You got some, when you go from Tennessee over into North Carolina, you got
Oh,
some
yeah.
curves and a couple of tunnels and that kind of stuff to get
Yes,
across
sir.
there. So
Beautiful place. Beautiful place.
absolutely, absolutely. So you got the who you are physically and where you're at physically. Let's just switch gears for a minute and talk about places. I talk about emotions. I talk about thoughts and things that are they're kind of like locations. And when we talk about divorce, it can get pretty heavy. Can be like a battle. Okay, so why don't we start with where you are and I call it the divorce dad highway. Okay, and it can go from, it's got all kinds of exits. Okay, so you got that entrance, that first entrance, and my entrance into it was my introduction was coming home from work, and my wife and kids were gone from the house. That was my first entrance into just. I came into the mudroom, the washer and dryer was gone, and I thought somebody had burglarized. They stole our stuff. Opened the next door, and there was nothing in the house. All the furniture was gone. No, and the only thing that was left was a twin bed mattress that became the message loud and clear to me that she was done. Okay, so that was my entrance. And now that's all done. I'm on my second marriage, and now I'm, of course, didn't get it figured out the first time. I'm married again. Our 8-year anniversary is tomorrow. We're now separated. I have two kids from this current marriage. So yeah, it gets messy. It gets messy. So Mike, where are you along that stretch of divorce dad highway?
Oh, boy. Bear with me here because it's a
I know,
story.
right?
We were married for 20, well, this past April made 22 years of marriage. Uh,
Mm,
we've been,
that is a
that
long
it was,
haul.
and, up till 3 years ago, I expected it to be for the rest of my life. I mean, she was the perfect woman for me. We never had any problems, no issue. I mean, we had little disagreements, but for the most part, we were aligned in all we did. Uh, several
Yeah,
things,
yeah, I know
yeah,
exactly.
several things happened that I won't go into right now. If you want me to later, I can. But we grew apart. Uh, I lost both my mom and dad. Lost both of them within 4 months in 2023.
Oh, sorry to
Thank
hear
you.
that. That's a rough road. That's a rough road right there. I lost both my parents as a young man, a teenager for my mom, in my early 20s, um, right after I got out of the service for my dad. So
It's
it's
tough.
yeah, I've been through that.
Yeah.
It is a
Yeah, well,
tough
we
road,
lost Daddy in
and
July of 2023 and Mama in November. We actually had her funeral on their
wow.
62nd wedding anniversary. So,
Mm.
excuse me.
Those kinds of things. Hey, those kinds of things. We just you gotta learn to focus
Yeah,
on the good. Remember them. Those. It took me a long time to figure that out.
it
It takes a
does.
while, man. Emotions, like I said before, emotions are like locations, and we can get stuck there sometimes. And um, the best thing I've learned that as a man, be a man, suck it up. Don't ever show any emotions. Hey, we're around the campfire here. This is a safe place, Mike.
Thank you.
You want to let tears flow. Um, hey, I do it too. I've done it in the public on a podcast. There's no shame in being able to feel it. In fact, it's good for us. It's such a release that helps us to feel better. And yeah, we feel you. We feel you,
But
Mike.
it was, well, we buried my mama in November, or didn't bury her, but had her funeral in November. And with,
Less than 2 years
yeah,
ago.
just over 2 years, just under 2 years ago. And
Yeah.
long story short, I refused to let my wife have access to their life insurance money. And there's reason behind that. I wasn't just trying to be a dick. I mean, I had reason. But she just every time, well, we never did anything but fought at that point, and every time something came up, she was always throwing it in my face, that I had my money, and I just finally, in January, I got tired of it, and she made a comment one day, and I literally packed my stuff and moved into a lawnmower shed. So
Now that's a similar thing. Where I'm living right now, it's a little cabin out in the and it's basically like in one of those Amish built 10
yeah,
by 12. That's where that's my sleeping quarters. Now there's a main house that I can shower and
yeah,
that kind of
yeah,
thing, but that's my current
yeah.
living situation is my little convoy cabin, I call it.
Well, my son and daughter-in-law actually live in the house. It's my mom and dad's house. It's where I grew up. They're living in the house, and
Gotcha.
I'm not going to tell my kids you got to move so I can live there. So I moved into the lawnmower shed. I go over there. I went over there and took showers. Whatever I needed to do. But the hard
Right.
part was from January till April when the snow was blowing. It was teen temperatures, and I'm in a building with
Ooh,
no insulation. The door didn't even shut properly. I thought I was going to freeze.
did you set up a little tent inside?
No, I just set up a bed with a lot of blankets and a heater right beside of
A
it.
lot of get that insulation going. You got to have some kind
Yeah,
of
yeah. Well,
insulation, boy.
at this
Wow.
point now,
Oh, now that's a
at this
story.
point now, I'm living in another
That's a
house at
story
the
right there.
moment, but the shed is insulated. It's got good windows, good doors. I've got a bathroom, shower, toilet, sink. I've got a washer and dryer in this what was the cellar underneath it. So I'm living high now.
There you go. Oh, man, I love that. I just love that. Wow. So, this is really starting to feel like a campfire now. Do you feel
I
the
do.
vibe now that we're just kind of trading back Man, I appreciate you, Mike. This is our first. Okay, this is the first of many, I hope. And this is, I don't know. We get to laugh sometimes. Sometimes things are kind of heavy. I know. Are you now? So, are you currently in some like custody battles, or where are you? Like, is that happening now? I mean, what? So the divorce is not
No.
final, is that right? Okay, so you're kind of still in the mix
Yes.
of it. Tell us about how that's, I mean, not about the specifics of it, but, how are you doing personally? Is it, I know when I went through it, it was like, seemed like it was a never ending process that I got so
Yeah.
tired and tired of fighting. And, it was, oof. So tell me a little bit more about
Okay.
that, would you, Mike?
Uh, well, right now we went through mediation. That didn't work. Uh,
Mm.
so right now, we're waiting on court dates, but at the same time, her and her lawyer are throwing out offers, trying to get me to buy her half of everything out. The big point of contention has been the custody of my children. Uh, I know
Right.
they need to spend most of their time with her. I work every day, and
Right.
but
Well, that's the nature of,
I'm just unwilling.
isn't that the
Go ahead.
nature of most of it is, the dad is out there providing and, protecting and kind of doing the outer stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
get it.
I just two weekends a month is not gonna. That's not gonna cut it for me. And
Oh, see, now that's it.
right now, she's offering 3 weekends a month, Friday through Sunday, through the school year. And then for June and July, while they're out of school, 3 weekends a month, Thursday through Sunday. So we're getting close to where I can accept that and roll with it. That's enough to where my kids
Right.
see that I'm not just trying to do the bare minimum. I want to have time with them.
Want to be able to
Yeah.
have time with him, exactly. And that's, I want to tell you right now, Mike, just from the little bit of time, I want you to know this, that I can see that you're a
Well,
good
thank you.
dad.
I got a
Okay.
lot to
I,
learn.
hey, that's, it's a learning process that, it's like when I had my rollover accident truck driving, you know, yeah, there was a wreckage there, and divorce is a lot like that wreckage. It flips. My whole
Yeah.
life flipped in that instant because now how am I going to support the family, and how am I going to, I got injured in the rollover, and I never went back to trucking. Okay, so now I had to adapt, and now I work at a factory now. So it's total change of what. It took me a while to
It
get
does.
through that and figure out who am I
Yeah.
now, and so uh, man, I appreciate you sharing that little spot of where you're at. Um, what's been the let me ask you this. What's been the toughest should I say roadblock? What's the toughest roadblock for you as far as being able to get through and feel like that you're on the other side of it, and feel like you've get back to being happy or feeling like you're okay with things? What's been your biggest
The
roadblock?
biggest thing that I actually had to come to terms with was she was not willing to try to fix anything. I spent
Oh,
7 months begging her to help me fix us. To just sit down and talk to me, not me move back in and us just go right back like everything was before. Let's just start having those tough conversations. Let's start working with each other. Let's figure out how to fix this.
you wanted to be able to
I wanted to fix
reconcile,
my
then, is what
family.
you're,
That was my
and
main goal.
to stay
Yes.
together. Man, that takes me back to when I tried to do the same thing. My wife and kids were gone. Took me about a month to find out where they went. and that was my first inclination, is to get over there and try to get her to change
Yeah,
her mind. And a long story short, I ended up punching a hole in the wall, saying some really bad things, and storming off, drove off. I actually gave probably her ammunition for her gun when it come to just shooting me. When it come to, now, thank God that she didn't use it to the full. I ended up having to pay for the damage and
yeah,
that kind of thing. The bad thing was kids were there. They heard. I don't think they saw it, but they
yeah,
did hear it. So then I became dangerous a bit
yeah,
in their eyes because of that. I didn't hit her. That never did that, but the hole in the wall, which was way out of character for me. I've never been that way. That was my. We have those
yeah,
kinds of moments. We've got those. Emotions are a funny thing. They can blind us. It's not just love that's blinding.
right.
You know what I mean? Sometimes that anger, that rage can be very blinding too, and we get this. And that
Well,
was me. Oof,
it doesn't
it was
matter how strong we are. We've all got a breaking point, and and we get
very
pushed to
true.
that breaking point sometimes. So, is it right? No, it's not right that we cross that line. But you know, it
What what helped you, Mike, to get through? I mean, so you talked about 7 months of struggle of trying to reconcile. What helped you get? Because it sounds like you're past that now and that you're in a better
yes,
place than trying to reconcile. How did you? Because we've got divorced dads out there that are, you know, they just got served, and now they're trying to figure out. I don't, they're like, and I didn't want my divorce back then. I don't want the separation that I'm
yeah,
currently in. I still love my high school sweetheart that I spent 24 years with, 22 of them married. I, s- the heart still
yeah.
wants that, you know. How did you, Mike, how did you get through it?
Oh boy,
I know, right?
lots and lots of tears, lots and lots of
Oh,
praying. Uh, I'm going to be honest. My two older sons probably did more to hold me together than anything. Uh,
mhm.
and well, that and just the loss of my mom and dad both so fresh on my mind. I mean, there was times I didn't want to be here. I didn't. I didn't care. And
Yeah, I have that
there
experience as well
there
back
was
then.
nights that I probably shouldn't have lived through. If I'd had the nerve to done it, I wouldn't have lived through it. I mean, I
I got I got very close. I call that the
well,
suicide
I mean,
cliff.
I sat there
Okay,
with
and
a gun in my hand, just praying I could get the nerve to
I
do it.
got it. My dog is what say a similar instance, and it was my dog Coco that at just the right moment laid her head on my lap. Okay, so
The well, I mean, the
that
99% of the reason that I couldn't do it was the fact that I still knew in my heart the pain of losing my mom and daddy because it was fresh. I mean, it was just a few months. And I couldn't
right
imagine putting my kids into the position I was in.
in the same boat as you
Yeah,
losing your parents. Yeah, I didn't have that particular thought at the time because of how it happened for me. Um, I'm gonna have to have some kind of like Kleenex or something.
sorry, bud.
You you got the right idea. I'm just gonna have sweaty eyes for a second here. Um, whew. um, no, this is the reason I wanted to just have these little campfire chats, Mike. I mean, we're kind of been, we've never we'd never talked before, right, Mike? I just want to make sure that our divorced dads out there know that this is just we're just getting to know. It's just a couple of divorced dads sitting
Yeah.
down, kind of a campfire. I know it's not dark, and I've got actually a fire pit back here behind me. So yeah, I'm probably going to have a little campfire tonight because I don't go to work until tomorrow night at 6 p.m. And so I like to spend my nights. I did last night, um, and I thought about you, Mike. I mean, I didn't know where we were going to be, but I thought and kind of planned out that I wanted to make this comfortable, like being around a fire and have the glow, the warmth. And so, man, when we talk about the suicide thing and how I think there's more men than we realize out there that not only have experienced it, but maybe experiencing it right now. Because I see a lot of posts come through that, man, I don't know what to do. I'm lost. They've got some terms that, ooh,
Yeah, I
it's
see them
tough.
too.
And it's, I try to get out there. And what I love about the group, and I don't know if how long have you been in the group, Mike? Has it been very
Several
long?
months. Yeah. I mean, in all honesty,
Okay, good.
I'm a member of this group and a couple of others, and just knowing that there's other men that's gone through it and going through it, you just don't know how much that helped me because I knew I wasn't alone. It was being shared by
That
hundreds, if not thousands, of other guys that have either dealt with it or are dealing with it. And I see these guys that are, they post that their wife just left or they just agreed to divorce, and I'm like, dude, you're getting ready to go for a ride you never wanted to take. And
that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing right there, Mike. I'm glad you brought it up that way because what you just said was why I do what I do for the group to try to keep it safe, to be able to share. How many places can you come on and have a campfire chat and just two divorced dads talking back and forth and then share it with our brothers that says, hey, guys, you're not alone. And that's the whole idea of the convoy is to let folks know, let these divorced dads know, yeah, we know you're going through it. We're we're both going through it right now. You're in the legal part. I'm in the separation right now. I'm not with my kids. I miss them every damn day. I'm still working. I'm still doing the things. You know what I mean? And for you to, because that's what I was missing back 20 years ago was I didn't have a convoy. I didn't have someone to help me. I didn't have a confidant. I didn't know. I felt so alone. And that's why I ended up at the suicide cliff is because I felt like there was no reason to stay, you know, and it was, sometimes I wonder how the hell did I ever
it's
make
only
it
by the
through.
grace of God, brother.
And that's, that's what I finally, I left, I felt like I wondered where God was through all of that. And so I ended up, you know, wondering and not, but I'm back to realizing that, that was God's plan. All of that made me
Right.
stronger and helped me to do what I do now. It became that wreckage became kind of a launch pad for me. What I experienced back then, if I hadn't, I don't think I would be doing what I'm doing with my passion project today.
I can
You
understand
know,
that.
really, that's, and so, wow, Mike, those are some powerful words. And um, the fact that that you're shared, we've shed some tears, we've laughed. It really does feel like a campfire. Do you have anything more to add? I mean, we got you've relaxed. I see. Now it's like this is not too
Oh,
bad, right?
this
I
is good.
mean, you know, I'm hoping that this is the first of many. I could even see us having more than one person, where we've got two gathered
Uh
right
huh.
now. I would love to be able to see where we've got 3 or 4 divorced dads coming on and saying, "Ooh," so it really is kind of like a chat, with not just me and you, but what if we had 2 or 3 more divorced dads because then the vibe begins to really feel like a campfire
Exactly.
chat.
Yeah. Right now, I mean, I'm not saying anything bad, but this is almost more like an interview, just the two of us. But if you had three or four all
It has
sharing their
that feel,
experiences
and
together, then it would be definitely be more uh, relax. Well, I mean, I'm relaxed now, so but it would. I think three or four would be good.
yeah, wouldn't you think? I mean, that's and I this idea just popped into my head, and I thought, um, with the podcast changing, I thought, what better way than to make this podcast about connection, and what better way to connect than around a campfire and become comfortable. And I hope you felt comfortable as we chit chatted
Oh
back and
yeah,
forth. We kind of traded stories, and man, I sure appreciate you, Mike. That the fact that you raised your hand first, and I was a little nervous, and I think it felt like an interview because we both kind of nervous and feeling like, okay, we've got the camera and we've got how are we
yeah,
going to do this, uh, but we
yeah.
rolled with it. I thought we did pretty well. Any final words that you want to say out there to the group? We've got 4,600
Wow.
of us out there in the group.
Uh,
It's it's really taken off, and so you got any words that you'd like to?
I do. Uh, all you guys out there, every one of you, you're not alone. There's hundreds of us that are dealing with this. Thousands that we don't even know that are not part of our group. Don't
Yeah,
ever feel like you can't reach out to someone. I don't care who it is. Find someone and just just talk to them. Even if you're not talking about your divorce, just talk about something. Get your
something.
mind off of it, because if you let yourself dwell on it like I did for a very long time, it will put you in a place so dark that you can't even begin to see a light to pull yourself out. Find somebody,
The pit, I call it the
find
pit.
somebody, and
Yeah.
get somebody. There's always somebody that'll listen. Even if you don't have family or friends right there, you've got everybody on this group. 99.9% of us we will listen, and we're men, so we'll probably try to give advice. But
I did you see me hold my tongue? I hopefully you didn't feel like I was trying to, I just wanted to be, like I have to I had to process for, okay, don't say anything, just let it ride. Here I am. I did the same thing, just swapping stories. Um, yeah, I mean, this is man, I thoroughly enjoyed. I know we had some heavy moments, we had some laughs, we had some, swapping stories. So Mike, man, I truly appreciate you. I love you,
love you, man.
brother. You know, this group is becoming more of a movement. This passion project is getting bigger than I ever thought it could. And wow, it's just I love the fact that you jumped on. Um, so Convoy Campfire, guys, just if you want to do what Mike just did and jump on a couple of divorced dads.
I feel good about this, and like I said, man, you're out there helping these guys and me, and that's what we've got to do. We've got to help each other, because the world sure as hell don't care
We do.
about us. And
And we've got now, and there right there is the reason the convoy exists. The reason that this face group exists is for the connection, for us to feel like we're not alone. The power of the convoy is that when one of us, just like a big rig broken down on the side of the road, we get some other brothers that will pull off with
that's
them.
it.
Hey, what's going on? Can
Yep.
we help? you know.
Whether it be
And
a
so,
flat
man,
tire or a full on rollover wreck, there's always going to be somebody there to
rolled
pull you out.
over, the engine blown, or you need a tow, or you got stuck. I've been the guy that pulls over and get out the tow
Yep,
rope and pull pull them out of the ditch so they don't have to call a
exactly.
tow truck. There's all kinds of different, you know. So, but yeah, I man, I sure appreciate you, Mike. Um,